Welcome to the quiz and lesson video for lesson 4.03, which is the fossil record. Fossils are a clue to the past. They're not just fun to collect and look at. They tell us about the past. And in this lesson, we will learn about that. Please take a moment to pause the recording and read the goals and objectives for the lesson. Then press play when you're ready. And of course, you can find the student guide on page 3 of the lesson introduction. It's a great place to take notes. Print it out or save it on your computer. Lesson 4.03, the fossil record. Fossils are remains or traces of past life. It can either be a preserved bone or even a footprint or even you guessed it, dropping from an animal or plant from long ago. They have to be preserved in rock in order for us to see them. And they tell us about the past. The fossil record provides evidence of the past life as well as clues to the past climate, environment, and abiotic factors in an area. But not every organism can last for hundreds or thousands of years. It has to be rapidly buried, so very quickly buried under sediment, and it has to possess hard parts. If it was a soft creature like a jellyfish, it would not be preserved very well. So if you wanted to study climate change, the best fossil to look at would be something that was small, hard, abundant, lots of it on the earth, sensitive to temperature change, so it shows us the previous temperature, and easily preserved. Make sure you know that. There are different kinds of fossils. It can be turned to stone or fossilized. It can be a replacement, so we can just the cell walls and solid materials are replaced by minerals, or it can be a cast or mold of the shell. And it can be preserved in many different ways that you can read about in the lesson. Some of the best fossils are not actual remains. For example, coprolite is fossilized animal dung, or even footprints. But the main idea here is that fossils give us information about more than just what lived in the area, but also what the environment was like. For example, if we see a clam has a thick shell or a thin shell, it tells us what the water was like. So by looking at the thickness of a shell, we are able to say what the environment was like at that time. And of course, what we know about the environmental conditions today informs us about conditions in the past. Remember, the theory of uniformitarianism is that processes that work today, like erosion and weathering, are the same as the processes that worked in the early history of the Earth. And the fossil record also shows us that continental drift did in fact occur because we have found the same kind of fossil, the Mesosaurus, in South America and Africa, when the continents were once connected. Fossils can tell us about climate change and how climate has changed over time, and other abiotic factors such as a meteorite impact can be recorded in the fossil record. So make sure you know for this quiz what that theory of uniformitarianism is. Remember the concept that processes on the Earth today are the same as processes that shaped the early history of the Earth, such as erosion and weathering. Remember, if you want to study climate change, it'd be useful to study a fossil of an organism that was small, hard, abundant, sensitive to temperature change, and easily preserved. And last but not least, we studied the fossil record because it provides evidence of that past life, as well as clues to the past climate, environment, and abiotic factors in an area. You are now ready for your quiz 4.03. Good luck.